think it is like that, man. And I've never heard it described that way in terms of cell division. That's a really good way of putting it. And I mean, I don't see any way that you could refute that. The original cell multiplied, and we are all products of the original cell. So we are all the same kind of organism, at least back to the roots. And the idea of we're the same thing, this thing called life, just ingesting different substances, that makes sense on a physical level, and that also makes sense on an intellectual level. We're busy absorbing the ideas and the language and the perceptions of the people around us, so we're more permeable than I think we're made out in the West with Western individualism. A baby doesn't know where it ends and the world begins until 6 months old. And this was the major theme of my last paper that I submitted to Fuller. Dude, because this has big currents in Platonic philosophy, in theology, especially in Hinduism. And basically they say, like Plato said, that we all share this thing called an entelechy, or a soul. And Carl Jung says the same thing, that underground we're all connected, like trees connected by its roots. Or islands are all part of the same ground, although they're separated by water. But the idea of the paper was that we all come from a collective consciousness, and we're on an adventure of individuality, and we're all going towards a collective consciousness. So this guy, Karl Rahner, this Catholic, believed that people like Abraham and some of the prophets and the Egyptian pharaohs and stuff may have had individual consciousness back in the day, but that this is more a product of this time. And before this, humans operated more in a kind of mass consciousness mode, like the birds of the air change flight paths at the exact same time, and fish in schools do the same thing. They can't know exactly when the other one's going to change. There's some sort of a collective psyche happening there. Then we're on this adventure in linearity and individuality, possibly from metaphorically eating the psychedelic fruit in the Garden of Eden, where there is this separation between self and other. And then Karl Rahner says that after death we become pan-cosmic, is his word again, one with everything else. But in a new and kind of upgraded way. That's what my psychosis was like. The line between my inner world and my outer world dissolved until I was everything. I was the world, and the world was all within me. It was a lucid dream happening within my own mind. I think our individuality is a self-constructed concept, and I think we can break that thing down. We're going to have to say goodbye to it in that thing called death. What's up with that? So practice makes perfect. Might as well get used to it now. We've been able to tap into Christ's entelechy with this rebirth, and through the Holy Spirit become one with the cosmos, but yet also maintain the awareness of individuality. So returning to earlier levels of functioning, again with the spiral, but just from a higher perspective. So I think you're onto something big there, man. We're the same thing, bro, and I like the way we look. We are the same thing, bro, and I like the way you look.